Hey everyone, this is Admiral Seabass. Welcome back to Operation Voration, Turn 11, U.S. Pacific Command. Okay, why is there a 10 there? Well, because I rolled the tech dice off camera because if I got SDI complete, then that was going to release Pacific Command for counterforce against nuclear attacks against the Soviets, and I needed to plan the turn differently if that was going to be the case. Well, guess what? I did roll a 10 and for SDI, and it is complete. And so, yeah, that's what happened. So it's going to be a big turn. All right, so unit purchases are the following. I'm saving all my battle stars. And I'm going to upgrade 2 light infantry to 2 air cav. And I'm going to buy a fighter. I'm going to buy 2 more light infantry. I'm going to buy an air cav, 2 destroyers, and a frigate. Okay, let's get into combat movement. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is strategic nuclear attacks. Okay, so I've deployed my boomers here at my nuclear shipyard, and they are both going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to P18. And then I have advanced SLBMs complete, so that is helpful. And I'll show you what those are going to do here in a second, but I need to show you what the bombers are going to do, or where those are going to shoot. Actually, let's just cover that now. So, you see, yeah. So these both have range 8, so plenty of legs to get where they're going. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Buryatia, and then they will split, and one will attack the silo in Novosibirsk, and the other will attack the silo in Irkutsk. And then my bombers are going to do different things. So plenty of legs. So one of them is going to go 1, 2, 3. Wait, what's this guy doing? Yeah, and he's going to fire a nuclear cruise missile at the shipyard in southern Kamchatka. The other one is, let's bring you down here. We're going to have to go wide for this one. What's the opposite of wide? There we go. Okay. This guy is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, does he have the legs? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he can come into that sea zone right off the Philippines. Actually, I don't think he has the legs because he can only move 8. I calculated this before as I was planning, and I might have messed it up. But yeah, so it was 8 to here, and that's what'll do it. And then he can fire his nuclear cruise missile at the army base in South Vietnam. All right, let's roll some dice. Okay, we'll start in the South Vietnam minor army base strike. So nuclear attacks are a little different in that the only defense is based on tech completion. So for bomber attacks, you can get 1 dice of nuclear defense for Top Gun complete, which the Soviets have, and you can get another dice for advanced air superiority fighters complete, which they do not have. So let me double check that. Yep. So I will roll the damage dice at the same time as the defense dice. The defense dice needs a 4 or less. If it is not a 4 or less, then the damage dice stand. Well, it wasn't a 4 or less, but that was pretty pathetic damage. So we will put 3 damage on that minor army base in South Vietnam. Okay. And then the bomber basically comes off the board and goes back on your dashboard. It's always stationed at your nuclear air bases. You could put it on the board there if you wanted to, but then you might think it's a regular unit. It's not. It's not subject to sort of defense or anything in regular combat, so I usually just put it up back on my dashboard. Okay. Now let's shift up to here, and we will do the exact same thing. So same defense, same damage dice. Okay, not defended, and 8 damage to that shipyard. And I need to check something. Okay, I was checking about boomer potential destruction, but since it's only damage, that doesn't happen. Okay, so let's shift up north. Actually, we'll just do it here. So for the missile attacks on the silos, again, you get 1 defense dice with AMD complete, and you get more defense dice if you have SDI complete. But they do not. The Soviets do not. So this will be 3 damage dice and a single defense dice. We'll roll first for Irkutsk. Oh, wow. Okay, so no defense, and that is 16 damage. And so what will happen there is, actually, we'll just roll the other one, and then I'll move you over there and show you what happens to both. So the Irkutsk silo is destroyed. Now let's see what happens in Novosibirsk. Novosibirsk is also destroyed. So let's show you what happens. Okay, so this was good shooting. So the silos are destroyed. So we'll put mushroom clouds on there. Fallout will go up by 2 for each silo destroyed. So Fallout will go from 9 to 13. And then they can launch on warning and get 1 final attack, after which these ICBMs are permanently destroyed. But these advanced SLBMs can be used again, which is nice. So that was good. Also, the Pacific Command will get 3 battle stars each for those missile silos destroyed. Okay, now we are into regular combat movement. So the B-1, which has been really was in my theater reserve forces, but now I am using. He will go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 to here. And I'm going to go ahead and resolve the paving strike because there'll be no scramble. The paving strike is going to be made against the SAM in Vladivostok. And that reminds me, I need to put the spy side in Vladivostok. I'm going for the theater missiles in Vladivostok. So he will be escorted just in case, because I don't need any of these other escorts, by the 2 air superiority fighters. That'll be enough to keep the Soviets from scrambling. So we'll go ahead and resolve the paving strike now. This is the only weapon that gets to resolve its attack during combat movement. And I just need to look up the damage for the AGM-69. Actually, no, I don't, because it's I'm hitting the SAM, so it's a 1 to 6 is the hit, and they also get defense. The SAM gets an AMD shot, so the SAM AMD shot will be in pink at 4 or less. The AGM-69 shot against the SAM will be in green at 6 or less. Well, it doesn't matter because the SAM shoots it down. So all that means is that the SAM will get to shoot against the surgical strike, which I didn't call out before I rolled the dice. But the AGM 6086B, which you can see here, now shoots in and will do a surgical strike, which will also be subject to AMD during combat resolution. Okay. Up here, the amphibious assault ship will move up to P3, and we'll take the field artillery and the air cav. Those will do a walk-in into Magadan. Okay, the air cav way up here in Alaska will do the same thing. He will go 1, 2, 3 into Magadan. And since I have captured that land zone, those bases will now get downgraded from miners. And since they got upgraded as part of the event, I'll keep the major bases there and just slide these on the top to remind myself that that's a minor air base and a minor army base for the U.S. This destroyer will move up to join the amphibious assault ship. He will fire my theater nuclear cruise missile into a theater nuclear strike against the minor army base in southern Kamchatka. And then let's see. The attack bomber, the 2 attack bombers and the F-117 from Tokyo are all coming up to southern Kamchatka to do a nuclear surgical strike. And that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Each can return to Tokyo, no problem, if they so desire. Okay. They will be joined by the entire air wing from the supercarrier for escorts. None of them will shoot, but this is just to keep any scrambling from happening during the turn. Okay. Then here, knocking stuff over. We have 1 airborne that will walk into North Korea and 1 airborne which will walk into South Korea. That is a big swing, and also North Korea is a victory point for the U.S. Pacific Command. And now, in a historical, ironic twist, the U.S. Pacific Command is going to attack Vietnam. Specifically North Vietnam there, which is only defending with a single light infantry. And so first, from here in this C zone, which is P-37, we will fire 2 cruise missiles, 1, 2 from the strategic bomber into that fight. We'll take an airborne from the Philippines, 1, 2, 3 into that fight. We'll take an air cav. Can the air cav make it? 1, 2, 3. No, he can only fly over 1 C zone. So the amphibious assault ship actually will move to P-37 with the air cav. And from there, he'll be launched 1, 2 into the fight. Sometimes you just catch things live that you didn't see. And also the attack bomber will join. And the 2 fighters will join. And the Soviets will not scramble because, again, there's only a single light infantry defending, and I'd probably be throwing a couple of attack. And that light infantry might not even be able to shoot if one of those cruise missiles hits, so I think it would not be a good scramble. So, I think that's it for combat movement. Actually, no. Since this air superiority fighter did not move, he can do Celestial Eagle. So we'll put that on him, and that should be it. Okay, let's resolve Vietnam. So the U.S. has 2 cruise missiles going in hot at a 5 or less. So let's roll those. He either hits, it'll end the battle. And there's a hit. So it's a good thing the Soviets didn't scramble, because they would have been wasting an air unit. So 2 air units. Okay, so again, feels weird to say, but North Vietnam has been captured. Welcome back. I think you missed a lot of non-combat movement, so forgot to hit record. Not exactly sure where I ended up, so apologies for that, but I am into non-combat movement here. And I'm almost done, actually, with non-combat movement. So, yeah, let me survey the scene here. Okay, I think we're actually ready for unit placement. So these 2 light infantry will come off the board, and they will be replaced by 2 air cav with those upgrades. We will build a fighter on the amphibious assault ship in P-37. And then we'll move up here. We will build another air cav here in Tokyo. And we will build two more destroyers at this minor shipyard in this fleet here. This is nuclear ASM protection, because even though the Soviets only have like 2 ASMs, I want to build up my fleets as much as I can. And then import on the west side, we will build the frigate. And then all the way up here in West Coast, we will build the 2 light infantry. Okay, let's collect income. Okay, first, battle stars. I have 4. So I captured an enemy land zone in North Vietnam, so that's 5. So let me swap that out for a 5. Okay. Then I destroyed 3 or more units in a surgical strike, so that's a total of 6 now for the extra 1. And then I destroyed 2 missile silos, so that's 3 each for a total of 12 battle stars. That'll come in handy for all the damage that the Soviets are going to do to me in response. So then, for income, I'm actually at a base of 30, 25, 30, and then I possess Kuril Islands, and so that gives me 31 plus global support, which is off camera. That's a minimum. That is 3. So the US will have 34 IPP cash on hand for turn 12. Take care.